right, guys? So it's been like, I think almost 3 months. No, it's been a long time since my last video. But it's just a lot's been going on. I just wanted to kind of like dump a bit of just a bit of a brain dump, right? Because it's and I think I'm gonna title this video something like I hate marketing and I hate sales, but in a way as like as an engineer or as like a. It's funny. It's funny because it's like if you know I'm trying to build something. I'm trying to do something useful, right? I just that in a way, and I'm struggling to put my thoughts together because this is as it's just pretty much improvised, right? But it's like the idea of I know I've got I've got a faint idea of something I want to do in the educational technology space, right? But also at the same time, I'm trying to find ways to both learn how to bootstrap something, right? I want to do this the Peter level style of like let's bootstrap things, right? And it's the thing is it's fucking hard. It's so hard. Like I tried two things, right? So I'm currently trying two things. One thing is, I think I've got one here. So I'm trying to do something that is like a bit of a half techie thing, half nice thing. It's not necessarily educational at the moment, but I've got these here. So I've got these frames, right? This is just a it's like a digital frame. But you can play videos on it, right? It's a fairly simple design. Looks like this. Sorry, it's pretty improvised, but it just looks like this, right? So it's just that's what it is. And I think this by default has some crappy music on or something like that. Some just video. I don't know. Does it even turn on? Oh no, that's like an early prototype. Look at this. That's an early prototype of what I was like. This is very ugly. I'm sorry, guys. This is very ugly. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do something where, if you've got a kid and they're like at that phase where they're starting to draw like humanoid figures or like even animals, right? Like, I've been there, right? Like the first time your child draws something is like it just feels very it's just an emotional moment. It's like very nice. Like they're able to kind of like start creating their own thing in a way. And so I thought, it would be cool to do something where it's like, you get these drawing and then, we animate it for you, right? And it becomes this kind of like, sorry for the fat little guy. That was like, it's a sample of something taken from, I think Meta released this a few years ago or a couple of years ago, where like you give it like a child drawing and then like there's an AI model that just like does the actual skeleton for you and then like, you animate stuff. So I wanted to kind of like do something where, just get something physical at the hands of people, and then try to make some money out of these, try to kind of bootstrap, sort of a next generation of something like that. I mean, it's still what I kind of want to really build with these. It's gotta be definitely educational technology. It's not, it's still a bit early, but I'm trying to kind of, it's just a learning phase, right? It's like, it's really what this whole channel is about as well, right? What this whole sort of like uncertain systems thing is about. It's like learning. It's learning. It's like the raw experience of learning. And we've done this with quantum computing and quantum mechanics stuff. We're doing this with the AI, although like it's been like a long time since the last video that I made on these. And so it's just learning, right? And then it's funny because it's like you see all the time, like, and on top of these, we also I'm also sort of launching these thing here. It's called Fantasy Drax. This is like an online store with like hand drawn stuff for kids, like t-shirts and such. This is all hand drawn by my wife, by the way. Like she's like, she's great at this kind of stuff. And we thought, hey, why don't we do something like these? And try to kind of bootstrap as well, get money off of, people interested in just supporting these, right? And kind of like, this is all hand drawn, so you kind of can see the process. But that's very early on. We just launched this a few weeks ago, and this is what I kind of wanted to rant about because it's like, it's so difficult. It's like we've got nothing. Let me see. Can I? Like we launched these, like we've literally tested a few things. Like we have like boxes to deliver stuff, and it's 2024. This should be the easiest thing to like run, but it's been so challenging to just even get anyone interested in like buying anything. You know, it's like we're starting almost from scratch. We don't really have any sort of audience or anything like these, and it's just difficult to even place this in front of people. And that's kind of what led me to like rant about this a little bit, because I was like, just threw money at the problem, just get some Facebook ads, get some whatever like stuff going on there, and but it's just it's difficult, right? It's difficult, and it's one of those things where I'm like, it's still like, it's funny because I used to hate marketing. I mean, I do still hate marketing. I was like, hey, you know, whenever I work, like even just like in my sort of full-time employment, it's like I'm like, I want to stay away from marketing and sales, because I always felt like it's stupid. Like I always felt like a good thing, a good product should just sell by itself, right? But at the end of the day, if you think about this, it's like it's a very naive way to think, so right? Because essentially, like, you need to get, you're trying to kind of like force someone to just like buy this, and everyone's so different. Like you have so many different things in, you know, sort of like your mental state at any given point in time is so just unique to you, right? What factors are gonna make you just buy something, right? So, and the other thing is like, it's so like, this is like, it's crazy because like you launch this and like there's like a bunch of hyenas like running after you and like trying to get like, you know, tell you like, hey, you just launch a store, like we'll help you market this and whatever. And I'm telling my wife, I was like, no, we should really try the hard way. Like we should really kind of try to do these as organically as possible. And you know, the ultimate goal is really not to turn that into like a big business at all, but it's like to bootstrap stuff, right? So we're trying to basically, as I said, like kind of do something that is, I've always believed that education is like ripe for, you know, sort of disruption. There are these guys at Mentava, I think they're called, that I think these guys do get it, right? It's they kind of discovered, are they called Mentava? Yeah, exactly. So these guys discovered that, or they basically proved that, like, you can teach kids to read at an age where like you'd never like think about these, and that's kind of like, it's a thing that, you know, us having two kids, a third one on the way, and I'm like, it's fucking scary because when you like, our oldest is now turning is 5, is turning 6 in March, and we're like, we're finding ourselves at that moment where it's like, and we're based off of Germany, or in Germany, in the north of Germany, Hamburg, and we're like, cool, the education system seems solid enough, right? But it just feels slow. I was looking at the German program, sort of the educational plan program for the first like 4 years of school, and it's crazy because like when you look at the math curriculum, it's just so fucking funny. It's like count until, I think for the first 2 years, like the kids got to learn to count until, or to manage numbers up until 100 or something like this. I get it. It's like the idea is managing numbers, right? It's not just parroting numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like managing, understanding at its core sort of the properties and how to manage the numbers, right? How to actually and understand the numbers, right? Whatever that means. But it's like, it's not just like parroting the stuff. It's not like I know how to count until 100. It's more like understanding the concept. It's really funny because it's like you try to ask a 4 or 5 year old, it's like count until 10. They're good at this, they know how to count, right? But then they're like, what number comes after 5, or what number comes after 6, or what number comes before 6? These types of questions really challenge like the way that they think they understand the topic and the way that you think they perceive the topic, right? Anyway, long story short, I think that is, I've always like thought, you know, it's, I don't know, education seems to be, it's like if you could really sort of have technology that would help kids like optimize and compact their learning journey as much and sort of as optimally as possible, right? It's not about like it's everyone like you just shorten the education years by like 3 or something like that. It's not just about this. It's about the fact that like we're putting kids through like a process that is just highly generalized, and there's not so many models available out there for kids to kind of like go and say, hey, that's what we want to do, right? Homeschooling is not the solution either. I mean, we've got friends in Poland that like they're super fed up with the system and they're like, we'll do homeschooling. That's just not necessarily the solution, I think, because school serves a whole other purpose in terms of social development as well. It's not about integrating into society or whatever. It's the social development. It's just the fact that you're as a child put through certain struggles that if they're controlled enough, it's just good. It builds up a good rapport for you, and it just builds up like I think a good it builds up a good model of the world for you as a grown up later, right? It's not necessarily optimal, and sure there's bad experiences and whatnot and things that you should avoid, but I think it's valuable, and so a combination of public school, a combination of school, like in a traditional sense, but then giving parents the tools and the technology to kind of like help kids optimize the stuff, their learning journey. I think that is, it has a huge potential, right? Because the smarter the people, the more people we get, learning faster, learning earlier, getting excited earlier about stuff and building things, and that's the pipeline that you want to optimize, right? Because you want people early, you want 20-year-olds to just be out there building stuff, and you want them, to do this early so that they actually then have also time to calmly build up a family, and that then feeds back healthily into like, getting more kids and like solving all these different problems that are kind of like eating each other up, right? And so, but I'm like, to be honest, I even just forgot what I was actually really just ranting about, but it's these, marketing. I don't even know. I'd like to make videos about this journey. We'll probably do that. Like we there's nice pictures from my perspective. The products are nice. The quality of the dishes are nice. It's just hard to get this in front of people. So it's one of the things where I'm obviously trying to use sort of the small amount of people that watch this channel to kind of like say, hey, you want to support our sort of bigger educational project? That's a way you can do this. If you're interested in knowing more about these, I'll definitely post more about these. We're next launching the frames thing, so I'm kind of like thinking, and that's not going to look like that. That's more going to look like, let me see if I can pull it up. Can I pull this up? Can I pull Blender up? That's going to look more like these, right? So we're kind of like, this is going to be like, this is a ballerina one for girls, and there's going to be also a ninja one for boys. But the idea is like, we'll automate that. So we'll try to use new technology to automate that, and then that might turn into actually something that we can use later on to add more feedback as well and sort of make it interactive for kids. I think that could be like a pretty interesting project. But the idea is like, your kid draws like, and just forget about like, that's just off screen, right? So your kid draws something like a drawing, like I think I can I pull this up as well? Something like these, right? Like that's taken also from the Facebook sample project, something like this, right? Your kids draw something like these. We just rig the whole thing for you, and then implement a few cute animations. Like these are just ballerina poses, right? So the same with the ninja one. I think I can pull it up in the screen. Can I pull this out? Yeah, that would be the ninja one, right? So, and this guy, can we animate this guy? Can I show? That's the ninja guy. Animation. What's this? Where's the skeleton? Where's the skeleton? Here's the skeleton. Can it just? Yeah, exactly. So that would be the ninja. Sort of a few ninja poses. Still a bit rough around the edges, right? But the idea is we're sort of like building a few templates and then kind of like we're going to try to automate the process where you send us the drawing, the hand drawing of your child. We'll just do automatically, like mapping with the bones and rig the whole thing. And then you get a frame shipped home that, it's just like, even just getting that basic frame is already a good deal, because you can actually use it for whatever you want. It's really like you can put your own pictures and other stuff in here, right? So, and later on, if you wanna get another, you have other keys, you wanna get other animations in there, then you'll just reuse the same frame, so you don't have to actually pay for it again. But that's kind of like step number 2. Step number 1 was the t-shirt stuff. Step number 2 is these frames, and we'll build up from there, right? Our goal is to develop something and to experiment with things like these that can spark a child's interest in not interest, but like, I guess what we're trying to do is we're trying to see like what are ways that we can use technology to kind of influence and optimally and optimize education technology, like true education technology, like fucking online learning platforms suck. They're just this is shit. But that's kind of, this is very rough around the edges. Okay, I mean, maybe we'll watch this video back in like a year from now or 6 months from now, and we'll just be laughing at this. But that's really what we're trying to do, and that's also why I've been kind of like a bit more disconnected lately, trying to put a few things together. But man, it's hard. It's just hard to promote these things. But if you think about these, the concept of like marketing stuff and selling stuff, like I kind of went in my journey, like went from like, man, I hate this because I didn't see the value in it, because I thought I thought people were just naive and people didn't know, and things should just like it should just be more like a merit, and in a way it is, right? So if you've got a good product, like people will talk about these, and then at some point it will just ideally, right, like it should work like a meritocracy kind of thing, where it's like good products, good and cheap products sell better than like bad and expensive products, right? But the problem is there is something missing in this axiom, in this theory, right? Which is like, you can have a good thing, but you have to kind of, in a way, put it in front of people. You have to in a way show the value. You have to in a way convince people initially to make that investment, right? Because people are like, perceived value is something different than actual value. Like, people will actually then appreciate the value once they kind of go over that like initial burden of like making the mental decision to buy something, right? And I mean, you can't just give things for free always, but anyway, that's just a small minor update to this channel. I'll try to keep posting and uploading more videos more often now that like we're almost like ready to launch this kind of stuff. But it's just been, it's fucking hard, man. It's really fucking hard. If you wanna help us fund this, if you wanna help us bootstrap this whole project, I mean, that's still not live with the frames. The whole thing with this is the website is fathersdrags.com. It's just Catalan for like fairies and dragons. And we're definitely going to be releasing new things now for Christmas, for Halloween as well. So we're really kind of going all in with these. I don't know, we'll really ship whatever, those are euro prices, but like we ship whatever you want, whatever you are, and we're definitely going to be using all these to kind of like fund future initiatives that will kind of lead us towards these goals. We want to do this the Peter Levels way. We want to do this the bootstrap way, and then see what can we build. Doesn't matter what how long that takes us. And it's still, as I said, it's not really, the path ahead is not really clear yet, but like that's you can't just wait. I mean, I just didn't want to wait. Like in a way, we need to learn how to make money, right? You need to learn how to, like, you're the habit of like, you have a full-time employment and you get a salary. That's just the wrong. You're not learning how to make money, right? We want to learn. I want to learn how to make money. I want to learn how to market things. I want to learn how to sell things. And so stay tuned for these. We're gonna also do a few other things and partner with a few people soon in the channel as well. See if we can start promoting other stuff, playing some cool soon to be released quantum games and a few other things. So we're we're flipping a bit the focus there, where it's like we need to learn how to make money. Yeah. Stay tuned for more.